My name is Nathan Wood. I am the Executive Director for the Construction Progress Coalition. We are a 501c3 nonprofit supporting architecture, engineering, construction professionals on their quest to adopt open data standard. Our mission is to really unite those AEC professionals, including obviously electrical contractors, along with the technology service providers and their governing organizations, whether they be owners or municipalities, and get them around a common language for certifying project data interoperability standards. We want to be right in that middle between all three of those parties, creating solutions for the betterment of the industry. A little bit about the problem that we're here to solve. It really comes down to the waste that we create. A report that we did last year at our Open Integration Summit of $15.8 billion in waste that's created, 2.2 of which is created at the trade contractor level. And if we looked at the drivers of that non-interoperability, it really comes down to manual re-entering of data from application to application. Our vision is really to bring together these different perspectives across the design, build, inspect, and operate phase around the same mission, and define a new baseline for the measurement of project performance across the design, build, inspect, and operate supply chain that focuses on shared value, transparency, and streamlined collaboration. And the way that we're going to do that is through the CDX, or Common Data Exchange. So how do we solve these? The first step is identify what that shared pain is. We're talking about that communication breakdown and the waste that's created there. The second step is we have to actually define what that data requirement is. If it's an RFI, if it's a submittal, and really communicate them in the way that data speaks. Step 3 is registering the software as being CDX listed, so we can start to get data to be more structured for analytics. And the last step here is we actually have to certify that the companies, the trade contractor, the electrical, and the general can speak to each other using this CDX language. You can see here, this is a video from our last event that we did at AEC Next and SPAR 3D, and had some very good active discussions between Rosen Electric, McCarthy, around solving these different interoperability challenges. How we're proposing to move forward with this. The step 1 is we want to find the most poignant shared pain, and a list of example ones here that may be most fitting to the electrical contractor. But the next step, after we've surveyed and understood which of those we want to focus on for this CDX initiative, an electric member being part of that 5 to 9, and we will define what that metadata example, what that sample CDX definition needs to be relative to the workflow that we've chosen. And that will be done just before the AEC Next and SPAR 3D conference, so that we can have those debates at the end of May, begin implementing this workflow on a pioneer project, and really start to gain a lot of that data that will go into that final report, which we will be presenting at the Electric Conference. You can see here we have an example of a CDX playbook, which is really, again, that map of who, what, where, when, and why relative to one of those workflows that the electric members choose. And we believe we have a very strong framework to develop these interoperability standards and certifications and solve the pain points that we're seeing with poor data interoperability in construction.